So how did you kind of go about knowing what was actually useful compared to like, the reality is like a lot of our preparation probably doesn't actually do that much.
Yeah.
How did you differentiate between that?
No, it's a great question. And something that I really sort of grappled with when I was in year 11. If you zoom out a little bit, studying is a universal thing. No matter if you're 5 years old or 50 years old, no matter where you are in the world, here in Australia or on the other side of the world, the realistic thing is you have to study. And studying is an integral kind of component of society. So it makes sense that people have probably done a little bit of research into what is a good way of studying and what's a bad way of studying. And I recommend like all students really just do a bit of research into the sort of science behind studying and the research that's been done. And what you'll quickly realize is not all studying is the same. Like you mentioned, there's some studying techniques that aren't as effective and some that are. And once I sort of realized that in year 11, I could sort of pivot the way that I studied. So for example, in year 11 and year 12, like I never wrote a single note for school. Because it just didn't make sense to me once I've read the scientific literature on it, on, you know, why do I need to write down my maths formulas and notes in 3 different pen colors and organize it nicely on the page when I can just open up my textbook and look at them right there and then do some more sort of higher yield techniques, things like practice questions, things like mind maps and flashcards and teaching content to other people. But I will say though, I have seen plenty of students, and probably when you were in Melbourne High, you saw a bunch of students as well who, scientifically speaking, over-indexed on these low-yield study techniques, but still performed really well. They've gotten really high ATARs and studying medicine and things like that. So I think the general advice is do a bit of research and then just try out everything and see what works for you, and then stick with that.